I can't tell you how many hours we played in this park. We go up on the boardwalk and come down that ramp. The traffic's too much. Hang on. Yeah, you get the dirty window treatment now. Yeah, with me and my son. There's a little turtle there, if you can see. And a dolphin. And they have the outside, there's a lock on that, so nobody can just walk in. You have to come in from the boardwalk. And, yeah, the sprinkle goes on in the middle there when it gets hot. Kids have a blast. And, yeah, we spent a lot of hours there on that. And you got another baseball field here. I got two of them in front of the house. There's your parking lot. I don't know why they couldn't give us a big parking lot. And there's your electric stuff to charge your stupid cars, like the Tesla dumpster. And speed cameras, you got flock cameras, you got all kinds of crap over here. And then they built these. Can you build them any closer to each other? Yeah, and then he had a fire in the back there. That was fun a few years ago. They were looking in his house after Sandy, in his yard, for the babies, the two little boys that got whisked away. Then we got this, I don't know, about 5 years ago. Rec center. They do all kinds of school running around and track stuff and all of that. Yeah, this is my boulevard. And, they cleared all of this over here, about 2-3 years ago. And it took out a lot of little wild animal homes. We still got the coyotes though. No, I'm sorry, foxes, not coyotes. Wrong animal. Yeah, they come all the way down from Greek Hills all the way out there, all the way down there. And that's like an equestrian type of thing over there. And my ex-landlord, after Sandy, we rented his apartment. He had a horse in there, and he actually fought them, the Parks Department, to actually have the horses in there. See, there's a horse thing there, horse statue. I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, they're cleaning it up. Haven't seen the horses in a couple of years, so yeah. And then we got the pier over here, fishing pier they put for a couple of $1 million, and now it's falling apart. The fences on it are all broken and stuff on the end. But they catch sharks and all kinds of stuff here. I'm going to take you all the way down. So this is Oakwood. And then that's a Sandy rebuild. That blue one right there. I don't know if you can see with the sun. Yeah, we could use some asphalt. But keep sending money to Somalia so they can use it against us. This is crazy. I know. It's one of those videos, guys. Almost took a loop-de-loop on that one. And then we got the soccer field where my son's friend Felipe used to play. He's in Colorado now. He went to Guatemala for like 4 or 5 years. Met a girl. Oh yeah, and then we got this Jewish center, whatever, Hebrew center. Big bucks building that thing on sand. And another little playground. We never really came down this far to play. And thanks for signaling, jerk. And then you got the handball courts. Yes, we've played in there. And then there's another little turtle up there on the boardwalk if you ride your bikes down. And you got the portable little cop trailers so they can, you know, keep the peace. Yeah, right. And now we're coming into Midland Beach. Midland Beach took a hit. Dirt Sandy, big time bad. So I had a lot of the immigrants living there and they can't swim. So it wasn't just 23 people that died, it was more like 150. That's inside poop. You're not even supposed to know about that. Nobody was supposed to know because nobody said anything on the news about it. Anyway, going through a lot of emotional crap right now. And they put this bike lane here. Please don't even. My son was livid. He's like, Ma, nobody even bikes over here. They bike on the other side. They don't bike here. So it took out a lane of cars. So if you're going home, I mean, the traffic is just Stupidville on this tiny little island with too many freaking people living on it. Trust me. Me being one of them, actually. Look at that tree. Wow. That is gorgeous. And this is Miller Field, where we used to fly all kinds of stunt kites. And I'm going to pull over a little bit without getting hit, hopefully. Yeah, and the gates are open. Oh, these kids opened it. It's not supposed to be open. Anyway, that's where they used to fly all kinds of planes. That was the hangar for it. World War II and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah. And, yeah, we used to fly stunt kites years ago when Gene was like 2, 3, 4 years old. Going back in time. And there's also a little park over there. I don't know if you can see it. Hang on. I'll zoom in. Anyway, yeah, it's right there. Yeah, you used to have fun. They get hot, those slidey things in the summertime. Even though they replace them with the from the metal to the plastic. Yeah, no, they still get hot. Anywho, this is where Gene took his driving test down this road, believe it or not. And he came back, and I'm like, did you pass? He's like, yeah. Like, nonchalant. Funny kid. Yeah, and the only thing is, when this was 2 lanes, he kind of swooshed into the other lane. But I think he gave him 2 points off or something like that for that. But then I was sitting over there on the rail and waiting for him to come back with the car. I'll do the ocean view for you. You see the dunes over there? Yeah, a little bit too late there. City council people. A little too damn late. Would it have helped? Probably not, the way it was coming in. Yeah, I'm real nasal again today. Yeah. Sorry, POW flag. But, yeah, my husband's like all boo-hoo. He's like, after he had an anxiety attack and a half today. I kind of did myself. Anyway. But I didn't show it to him. I kept it inside, and I kept it under control. But he couldn't even load boxes down the stairs. Like, he fell apart. We've been here since 1985. Through Sandy, through Irene, we rebuilt, we renovated, we added on a bathroom in a 1-bedroom beach house, okay? Oh, they took the salt out. Yeah, that ripped up the asphalt real good. Good job, guys. Anyway, we renovated the house like crazy. We did the outside. We built a deck. We built a porch, an enclosed porch. When the, not the Lyme disease, what was that other one? We were afraid that he was going to, get stung by mosquito. And so we built an enclosed porch to keep the mosquitoes out, so he could at least play a little bit when he was like 5, 6, 7. And illegally, we built it. And the day after, because of my lovely neighbor, they reported me to the city. And I had just brought the paint cans in and everything. And I had my short shorts on, and I had one leg on one ladder and one leg on the other step stool. And I was painting the ceiling, and I was done. And he took a look all outside, and he's like, "Oh, we had a report of illegal construction." I'm like, "Not that I know of." I said, I had a roll of felt paper on the side of the house. I said, "No." I said, "We did have to patch the roof the last couple of days." I said, because it was leaking. And he turned around and he left. And he wrote up his little thing and he left. Okay. So I think we spent about $600 on building that porch. And my lovely neighbor had to report me because they're all SOBs, So not all of them, but just the one. I know who it was. He always had nice words for me. Yeah, okay. Anyway, but he's gone. I don't know where he is. His wife probably divorced him. Anyway, they got the house. Okay. Yeah, You feel these roads? This is ridiculous. He eats up your car. They got the house. They had the father living there. Her father. So, God rest his soul. He had to put up with the two of them. Miserable. Miserable, miserable people. Oh, you know what? Can I go over here? Can you see that little thing there? There's like a little water fountain with tiles in it. They made it all fancy, fancy. There. And then they usually have the flags up for all the military branches. But they're not up today because it's a little too windy. Whatever. Anyway, they usually do put them up. And then they did a little memorial. Okay. To Father Capitano. Because he served as a priest in Vietnam. He gave his last rites and died giving his last rites to Vietnam vets. So yeah, I live, I live here, all these years. They have 2 ships by his name, named after him. One's a big one, one's a little one. Don't ask me what, I don't know. And then they have another memorial over here. See the horse thing? Rodeo thing. Thank you for blocking my view. Yep. Anyway. Yeah, we're going through a lot of emotions. After we rebuilt the house so many times. And we made the best of it, We did have some rough times, as my husband would say. And we had some good times. Not a lot, but all the kids used to come over to the house. I used to take care of them, Not really getting any kind of money or anything, but they'd hang out at my house. My house was the place to be, let me tell you. We had all kinds of games and stuff, and we'd fly the stunt kites across the street on the beach, and take bike rides. We bought a 3-wheeler bicycle. It's called an Incumbent. It's made for people who don't have hand usage. You steer it, the seat with your butt. Yeah. We bought it off of a friend of ours years ago. So they got the nice big parking lot over here. And we got the little dinky parking lot, Poorly planned. I went and I did all the, before they built all this crap, I went to the city council. And we never even got to speak. We did all this research, took all these pictures and diagrams and measured. I'm talking measured. Okay? And me and my friend Connie, she lived up the block, but she's in Jersey now. She left. Everybody left. They got disgusted. Look at this. And now they're building more townhouses. So, cramming them in here. They started construction in the fall. There was a froggy pond there. You can hear them at night chirping away. Not no more. They're gone. And it's the stupid fountain that they built. But like I said, yeah, we're going through a lot of emotions the last few days. And our son, I said to him, I gotta get in this lane, hang on. I said to him, I said, your son's sick, I said, and he was on the phone with Rudy. I said, and the first words out of his mouth was, yeah, Mom's making me some hot and spicy soup, and she's giving me vitamin C's and stuff. And I just went to the store to get the Sumo oranges. Oh my God, you have to try those. They got like a little nipple on them. They're weird looking, but they're not acidic. But, yeah, they're not acidic, but they taste so nice. They're like drinking a smooth glass of orange juice. Anyway, yeah, I won't be living here too much longer. We were supposed to go today, but he had a anxiety attack. And it was a lot of stuff for him to bring down the stairs. Not a lot, but it's just a big effort for him to bring it down. Oops, sorry. And, yeah, we're going through a lot of stuff. My realtor had said, well, I was showing her the house and everything that we did to it, and the landscaping and the stones and the pebbles and the walkway and everything. Painted the outside, on the foundation part so that you wouldn't have to see like just plain old cement. all ripply, all mushed up. They didn't do a smooth coat. They did this rough, crappy coat. So I dry brushed the whole thing. And, yeah, a lot of memories of busting my ass working on both houses. Thank you. And even John's house I worked on. I mean, I left that house in better condition than when we moved in, I'll tell you that. But, yeah, they rent bikes over there. So you can go up on the boardwalk. They're heavy as hell. And they're expensive. They used to be like $20. Then they went up to $25. Now I think they're $30. So ridiculous. There's a little shed. And they keep them in there. They bring them in and they lay them out every day. And then they come and they pick them up and they take them. But that's just a shanty. He actually almost was going to get a job in there doing that. But he's like, Mom, I'm not into it. Well, being that like half the bikes were broken all the time, he could fix them and stuff. But it was like $16 an hour. Actually, they are opening it up though. I forget when they open it up. But anyway, yeah, so after all the stuff that we did on both houses, I had to paint this whole house inside and out and the garage to make it look better. And they put cheap Charlie Brown paint on the inside where if you touched it, your fingerprint oil and stuff was on the wall and you couldn't wash it. It's like, okay, now I'm washing the paint off. I got the Miracle Sponge or even just a regular sponge, for dishes, and it would just take the paint off. I'm like, what the heck? Anyway, yeah, so my trees I'm going to miss. Crabapple, not so much. Because of the headache that went with it. That was pretty stupid on my part. But I really ran out of room. I didn't want to put it in the back, but there is one back there already. I'm going to miss my Ectomeria. And my Photinias. The guy that I got them from, landscaper, he was going out of business. And I told him, I said, well, I lost my house to Sandy. He gave them to me. He's like, I don't think, there was 3 of them. There was a mama and the 2 babies. And the 2 babies survived and the mama didn't. Trimmed them up. Gave them fresh dirt and everything in the hole. And they took off like rockets. And, yeah. I'm going to miss them. And my sister was so jealous. She's like, oh, give me a clipping. Every time my husband would go over there to go work on her house. Oh, can you give me a clipping? She was always jealous of me. Meanwhile, I'm not jealous of her. I could care less. Yeah, that's another video. That's a whole another sick, twisted whack-a-mole video. We won't go there today. We're already going through too much. So I said to him yesterday, I said, I don't understand it. I said, you go running over there to put her air conditioner in and change it out because it broke. And you went upstairs to go get the new one fresh out of the box. I said, but when you're trying to take stuff downstairs and put it in the garage and do this and that and the other thing, I said, you fall all to pieces. I said, you're all a mess. I says, I don't get it. And I don't know if he heard me, because he can't hear for shit. He's 100% deaf. And, so I'm disgusted. And the crabapple tree is growing. It's like 8, 9, 10 feet tall. If I stood on top of my car, it would be 4 feet. At least. Because Gene stood on top of the car last year to put the mesh over it to protect it. And I saw a couple other people doing it too, because we got the lanternflies and they eat up your plants and your trees and stuff like that. They're very destructive. And I have the lava all on the top of my white vinyl fence and in the back. And I'm not gonna do anything. It's beyond all hope right now at this point. So they'll start hatching soon too. And then my neighbor next door, she's gonna flip out. She hates those things. How many times I rescued her, she's like, they're on my front door. Anyway, I said, just take your shoe off and smack them. But then the rest of them take off, so I took care of it. I'm not afraid of them. And her daughter, she comes up, she's like 6, 7 years old, and she started smacking one of them. So, yeah, I watched the kids grow up. How many times I've seen families, with their kids grow up on this block since 1985. You know, we lost one of our neighbors next door. There was like 5 people in there. There was a girl, and then there was 4 guys. I think they were like brothers and sisters or whatever. But anyway, and they had a pit bull, and they left. So the townhouse next door is empty down there. So we only got the one neighbor on the right, and she's sweet. The wife is sweet. I don't know her name, but they have a blue dog. Well, no, I'm sorry. It's a pit bull, and his name is Blue. I'm okay. And anyway, just wave to my neighbor. She's in comatose. My husband just went in the hospital a couple weeks ago too. They took him by ambulance, and she wasn't even home. So yeah, no. I seen him. He's out. Seen him in the yard. He doesn't walk around too much anymore. He's like Leslie. He's falling apart. And then they're probably about the same age. He used to have a cement pouring company. And oh, I think I see the husky. Hold on. No, that's not the husky. There's like 3 of them in the neighborhood. Anyway, yeah. So we tried to just. There's too much stuff, though. I think we're going to have to take another run just with the stuff. Me and him tomorrow. And then, oh, that's going to be fun. He might lose it. No, we could put the cone out. He might lose his spot because I got to put my scooter's out now. Something's going on. Always something going on this boulevard. Either it's ambulances going up to the hospital or ambulances heading up to the bridge because some stupid ass can't drive over the bridge like a sane person. How do you turn a vehicle over on the bridge doing like 30 miles an hour? Anyway, I want to say stuff, but I don't want to. I don't want to bring you guys down, and I don't want to cry on film again and again. It's been a long haul with this house. So much with this house. And this new stupid house. So much with that too, with the crazy windows that leak now. You can't crank them open because the cranks are rusted. I mean, in 10 years, this house just went. And who cracked the window? Probably my husband, but nobody wants to own up. My son's like, Ma, I didn't do it. I'm like, okay, whatever. I ain't fixing it. It's cracked on the outside. It could have been a bird even. I don't know. Yeah, we're so high up that we have bird strikes. Yeah. Oh, that's why it does it. Just realized it. Why you get that loop-de-loop in that road right there? They really did not do the asphalt right. I've been here since 1985 and they've asphalted twice. Anyway. And that's a lot. Speaking about New York and getting stuff fixed. You know, that's a lot. To see your street asphalted. Re-asphalted twice. That's money. That's big money. That's big bucks. I won't miss the traffic. I won't miss the ambulances. It's dead quiet where I'm at right now, but that's only temporary. And I found the house yesterday. No, actually, the realtor Diane sent it to me. And then I looked into my Zillow and I'm like, oh. So I can't see some of the things that I need to see on her how she sends it to me. So I go on to Zillow and I punch in the address and it's like, yep, there it is. So I get to do the lot lines and all of that stuff, all the extra stuff that I need, and where it's at, you know, absolutely where it's at, like what street, how to get in, how to get out, because I need evacuation routes in case the shit hits the fan. And you know, I've been doing that on every single house. And the flood stuff, what the elevations are you can find on, I won't miss the Zoom cars, let me tell you. 1, 2 o'clock in the morning trying to sleep in the front room here, in the living room. Yeah, that's another thing. I'm going to get a door. And my own bathroom. Yeah, that's a plus. But you know what? This is my hood. My son's going to stay here. And he's sick right now. He hasn't been sick in over a year and a half, and I don't like that. We have such a change of temperatures, up and down, up and down, up and down. And then he runs out the door, and it's like, okay. Barely dressed. And then he just goes off to work, does his thing. And he works like a dog. 8, 10, 12 hours, whatever. And but his boss had to give him off today because he was a zombie. He's got something in his throat, something in his chest. He sounds like me, huh? And I've been like this for 3 months now, and I don't like it. And these SOBs are spraying us left and right. You see all that gray stuff over there? Yeah, that's what that's from. We had blue skies this morning, but then they sprayed us. And they're spraying out in Portland too. So anyway, I was gonna make this short, but I just couldn't. I figured I'd give you a little ride, the last ride down my boulevard. And yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be different. Just me and him in the house. And him falling apart and not being able to talk to him. I'm just gonna go in my room and lock the damn door. I can't, he thinks he's stuck up in his prison cell upstairs in his room. Yeah, okay, because of all the stairs. Yeah, well, wait until you get to the house. I mean, I'm just... He wants to make the bedroom upstairs, the master bedroom. Okay, fine. I'll haul the mattress and the box spring up, but... the TV ain't light either. That's the first thing. That's all he wants to do, is he just wants to sit there like play his poker on the TV, watch the news every day. He's already into his schedule. Takes his nap in the afternoon. He's shot. He's just shot already. I can't live like that. He's like old already, and I'm not. I'm ready to go, Anyway, ready to go do stuff. Hell, I'll go fishing in Dover. I'll go fishing in Delaware and get a license if I have to, whatever I gotta do. That'd be cool. Go crabbing. Yeah, baby, go crabbing. Get some crabs. Some Delaware crabs and cook them up in the steamer. Once we get the house and we get situated and whatever. So just pray that I get a decent price for this beast. And I'm selling it as is. I'm not going to do anything else to it. Like replace the window, and if they don't like it, they don't like it. Move on. Next, And it's skinny and it's tight. 13-foot wide house. They gotta be kidding me. But the size of the lot was, and they got the variance to build that. If they didn't get the variance, it would have been 10 feet wide. So, they should have just bought me out and give me a decent price for it, but they didn't. So they wound up spending $972,000 to build this house. All I wanted was $275,000, and I would have walked away. But no. Nope. That's on them. They got their money back in the taxes every year, so not really. Not really. Anyway. Yeah, it's going to be rough. So I think we're going to mentally and emotionally not seeing my son's face every day. I know, FaceTime and all that. I don't have Facebook. I don't have that shit. I hate that website. I got kicked off of it 3 times, and I said after that, I'm not coming back. And, I guess Instagram. Yeah, I guess I could do Instagram. And he's going to have to pick up the mail every day because I tried to switch it over, and the post office is a bunch of wankers. And, I went with the letter, and she's like, oh, you got to punch this code in, you got to set up an account. I'm like, I ain't doing all this shit. I said, years ago, you just used to give you the card and show your ID, and that was it. I said, I already showed my ID. I said, why are they asking me to show them ID to prove who I am again? I said, this is BS. And, so she hands me a whole, you're going to have to apply all over again. I'm like, so she hands me the cards, and I'm like, flung them up in the air when I left. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Just flung them. So get that. My husband was with me. He's like, what the heck is wrong with these people? I'm like, damned if I know. Anyway, so I'm just going to have him call me and tell me what the mail is every night. I gotta remind him to bring home the mail. I'll bring in the mail, and then I'll call them directly from that. It's not my first rodeo. I've moved so many times. Gonna move 2 more times because I'm not done moving into this place yet because I still got the stuff in the garage. So when we sell the house, I'm gonna have a truck. Hopefully the timing will work out, or I can have the new house, whatever. The next house ready to go and move into, and then I could just have a big truck and get the stuff out of the garage and whatever else is upstairs. Because I still have my hope chest here and a couple of things. My Norfolk pine is still here. Jean's gonna have to water it. And the snake plant I'm gonna leave. I staged it all up already, pretty much 95%. So when we get the animals out of here, he's gonna have to, do a big clean sweep. But the bathrooms are done, pretty much. Well, not upstairs. That's still a mess. And so that's the plan is keep changing the plan, keep changing the dates, just like you. Yeah, don't set any dates up. Yeah, it took me 6 months to get the heck out of here. Yeah, because I was doing it by myself. I had no room to put boxes. Now there's plenty of room. Yeah, let me do that all over again. My bed's been in Dover for like 3 weeks. And my husband's bed and his TV. Luckily, we had a big screen TV downstairs in the garage that Jean went and bought a bigger one. No, I'm sorry. We bought him a bigger one. Takes up the whole closet. He's got his stuff set up in the closet. Yeah, that's going to go over big. Well, I hope people get some kind of decorating ideas from me, Yeah, right. Fake flowers on the porch. Yeah, because they all blow away from the gusts of wind, and the little privacy fence thing there on the end of the porch. Yeah. My husband's like, why do we need these big numbers over here? I said, and on the mailbox, and on the inside of the mailbox too, honey, because the delivery people are stupid, And the fire department's looking for house numbers over here on these townhouses, and ain't nobody went and bought sticky numbers. I actually bought them for my neighbor next door. I'm like, hey, you want to put these on? She's like, oh, yeah, great. Oh, we were going to get them. Like, okay, it's been 4 years. Because I'm out here with the ambulances at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and they're looking for a house number. And sometimes they go and pick up my neighbor next door because of his diabetes. They're looking for house numbers. So I got them all sprayed all over the place. But my husband's got a problem with it. He's like, oh, everybody. Don't worry about it. If they don't like it, they can take it down. If they actually, I solved the problem, Because this is a long block. You can see it. It's very long. Yes, my windshield is dirty. That's okay. I still push through it. I wish these trees would have been trimmed a little bit before, because they look real stupid. I'm going to go out there with the loppers tonight. Swear to God. I'm going to go out there 10 o'clock at night and give them a trim. I actually did that one last year. Yes, I did. That one needs it big time bad, though. It'll actually help. In 2-3 years, it'll fill out. Not like that one, but it's way behind. I think one of them got hit. Yeah, there was one over there that got hit by a car, truck, whatever. Anyway, yeah, I'm going through a lot mentally and emotionally and physically. We won't even go there. Physically. Yeah, I wake up at 3:16 in the morning, and it's like, okay, I went to bed at 11:30 so that I could drive to Dover today. And, yeah, I've been up since 3:16 this morning. Just laying in bed, staring at the ceiling. So, all right. I don't know. I don't even know if I want to post this. But you can imagine what I'm going through. Because I don't want to start crying.